Oh my gosh, I see someone's here. Hello. I'm just gonna wait like about 5 minutes just in case anyone else wants to join. I'm just sending the link to some people so they can come in. Oh, we got another person. Hello. Okay, we'll get started in about a minute or so. It's Friday, so like a lot of people are working. And yeah, whoever is joining me, thank you so much. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So this is a live, but it's gonna stay on my channel for um, yeah, the foreseeable future. So I'm just gonna talk a bit about my new book, Declares, for people who are gonna watch this, like when it's up on my channel. So yes, I am writing a new YA paranormal fantasy book, and I'm super excited about it. It's about psychics, found family, kids living together in an old mansion. It's very like dark academia vibes, and yeah, it's gonna be so fun. I'm really excited about it, and yeah, it's almost done. So I decided to jump on here and read the first chapter for you all and sort of introduce the universe and its characters. But yeah, when it's finished, I will be like sending the info about it like everywhere. So hopefully you will all see. And yeah, thank you so much for everyone who's supported me, who's read my books over the years. It like just like means so much to me, more than I can ever say. So thank you so much, and I hope you like this new book. It's funny. It's honestly so queer. It's hilarious. The cast of characters are so good, and yeah, if you like psychics, if you like dark academia, if you like, bratty teenagers becoming like best friends, then this one is for you. So, this reading is super generously supported by the Writers Union of Canada and the Canada Council for the Arts, which is an amazing organization that funds writers and other creatives across Canada. So, thank you so much to them. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, I am going to go ahead and pull up my first chapter. Oh my gosh, Stuck on His Story is here, and I totally don't know him at all. That's my boyfriend, Quentin. I'm gonna text in the chat. All right, sweet. So we're gonna get started here, and I'm just gonna minimize my screen so I can pull up my book. Okay, so I'm gonna read for about 20 minutes, and I'm gonna try and go at like a pace that is good to listen and absorb what's going on. And I'll have to think about it, but maybe I'll post like the first chapter somewhere so like people can like read it after and like look at it again. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Actually, let me get some water first. Here we go. Okay. The vision is quick. Red and blue lights slash through a driveway packed with sweaty bodies. The thrum of music cutting out. A girl screaming in panic as someone jumps over the fence. I blink and the vision shatters. My bedroom swims back into focus. Blue walls, stillness, reality. Oh my gosh, thank you to the other person who's joined. I pause with one foot on my windowsill. My nostrils are tinged with the scent of alcohol, my ears still ringing from the scream. My body thinks I'm at the party. I'm not. I haven't even left my bedroom. The party and the cops busting it hasn't even happened yet. But it will. The things I see always do, even when I don't want them to. A knock on my bedroom door makes my stomach drop into my shoes. Marina? Mom's voice floats from the other side of the door. Shit. Yeah? I call, putting on my most neutral voice. Our privacy talk last week is the only thing keeping her from stepping inside. Thank God, because I'm standing here in jeans, Doc Martens, and a face full of makeup. Not exactly bedroom attire. What was that noise? She sounds tired. I swallow a curse at our two-bedroom apartment and the paper-thin walls that make sneaking out infinitely harder. I must have kicked something during the vision. It happens sometimes, where I lose control of my body. Sorry, the lie spills from my mouth. I killed a spider. You should go to bed, Marina. I can practically see the disapproving look on her face, her pinched eyebrows, narrowed eyes. You have midterms next week. You should wake up early to study. I bite my tongue. Tomorrow is Saturday, but sure, let's pretend I need to study at dawn. She always wants me to get a head start on my next assignment, my next test. I've studied already, Mom. I swallow the 10,000 other things I'd rather say instead. Good night. Her footsteps pad down the hallway. It's only when I hear her bedroom door shut that I let out the breath I didn't realize I was holding. My phone buzzes in my back pocket. I pull it out to a text from my getaway driver, also known as my friend Juliana. Been outside for 10 minutes. Move it or I'm leaving you to your tragic fate. My fingers pause, hovering over the keyboard. My visions are never wrong. The cops will bust the party, guaranteed. I chew off a piece of my thumbnail, glancing at my bed. Maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe I should be a perfect daughter. Perfect daughters don't sneak out. They stay home and go to bed at a reasonable hour. They don't climb out windows in Doc Martens. But being perfect is boring. What isn't boring is the thrill of not getting caught, of running from cops when they have nothing better to do than chase high school seniors. Sorry, I type. Coming. I shove the phone into my fanny pack before slinking back over to the open window, my trusty method of escape. I wish I could use the front door like a normal person, but mom would freak if she knew I went to parties. She'd lock me up until high school graduation, and I can't have that. Besides, jumping out the window is more fun. Thankfully, we live above a pizzeria, and my bedroom backs onto a sloping roof. I grab the window pane, swinging one leg over, then the other, until I'm perched on the edge. Easy part done. I carefully lower myself onto the sloped roof, the shingles slick from the rain. A month ago, that might have scared me. Now I've made a dozen successful jumps. I scoot down, inching towards the ledge until my black boots hover over the sidewalk below. It's not exactly a far drop, especially when you know how to fall. I pitch forward, wind rushing past my ears. My feet hit the pavement with a bang, my knees absorbing the shock. I wince as pain shoots up both of my ankles. Worth it. I'm free. I jog towards the red Pontiac parked inconspicuously at the end of the street, yanking the passenger door open. Took you long enough, Juliana says in place of greeting. Long enough? She's clearly not in a rush, since she's in the middle of putting on blue eyeshadow that perfectly matches the color of her dyed blue hair. I slide into the passenger seat, slamming the door shut. Some of us have parents who notice when we're gone. Well, technically one parent. My dad has never been in the picture. He left mom and I before I was even born. Very classy. To cope, mom pretends he never existed and makes me the center of her world. Nice in theory, but suffocating in practice. Honestly, Juliana peels out of her parking spot and back onto the road. If my parents weren't working the graveyard shift at the hospital, I might have had to jump out my window too. Juliana's parents are surgeons, which means they're never home. The upside, they buy her whatever she wants before she even has to say please. We met last month when she offered me $30 to write her English essay on Romeo and Juliet. The subsequent A plus she got sparked a beautiful friendship, one where I do her homework and she chauffeurs me around town. Thanks for coming to get me, I say, lowering her rap music. Juliana lives on the other side of Newark, where people live in whole houses, drive fancy cars, and have funds for college. For her to cross over the bridge to my neighborhood is a 20-minute detour, at least. Are you kidding? Juliana slams on the brakes, just nearly making a red light. I'm passing English because of you. My parents are happy. You're basically paying for my gas money. When she puts it like that, I basically deserve the ride. Whose party is it anyway? I ask, turning up the heat. Some college guy, Juliana shrugs. We don't often say the C word around each other. Juliana's parents want her slicing people open for a living. Mom wants me in a courtroom, swimming in cash. Neither of us want any of that. So we just don't talk about it. We turn onto a wide street packed with cars, the towering gated mansions of Gaveston zipping into view. Music thumps from somewhere up ahead, rattling through the car windows as Juliana squeezes us into a too tight parking space. We shouldn't stay that long. I try to sound casual as we walk around a group of people smoking on the driveway. The house is sleek, those types of modern homes you see in magazines that look like very fancy boxes. Juliana's brows shoot up. You want to leave early? You. She's not wrong. Normally, I'm the last one standing at these things, sneaking back through my window at sunrise. But my eyes flick to the backyard fence, and suddenly I'm seeing it again. The girl vaulting over it, panic sharp in her movements. My stomach knots, but I shake it off. I could tell her. But what? Hey, Juliana, sometimes I get psychic previews of our lives, and I saw the cops busting this party. No thanks. I'd rather not spend senior year in a psych ward. Yeah, well, I shrug as we make our way up the front steps. Cops could get called. I mean, look around. Think about the kind of people that live on this street. True, Juliana nods. Then she side eyes me. Look who's being the responsible one tonight. I swallow. Going to a party knowing the cops are going to bust it may be the very opposite of responsible. It might be one of the least responsible things I've ever done, and I've done a lot of irresponsible things. Let's hope I'm not wrong. I force a grin. Unlikely. I may not know when things will happen, but the things I see always come true. It's been that way since they started this summer. In the beginning, it was small things. I'd see mom drop a glass in the kitchen, only for her to actually break it later. And lately, it's moved on to bigger things. I saw my neighbor's dog die before it happened, or seeing that I got a B in chemistry before even writing the test. And now I've just seen the cops busting this party. My visions are getting more intense, more frequent, darker, and I have no idea why or what to do about it. But maybe if I keep distracting myself with parties, with writing essays for other people, with doing things I shouldn't be doing, I'll forget. Forget that a vision could hit me in any moment and I'm powerless to stop it. And with that, I swallow the lump in my throat, unclench my palms, entering into a sprawling foyer bigger than my entire apartment. A glittering crystal chandelier arcs up over our heads, shaking from the rap music. Oh my gosh, hi Terry. To the left, a group of older guys play beer pong on a long folding table. A huge spiral staircase leads to the second floor, which is clearly not off limits, as I spot a guy heading up the stairs with a girl on his arm. Juliana, and I make our way towards the kitchen. A huge marble island is already covered in red cups and empty bags of chips. A large red bucket sits in the middle of the island, along with a sign that says free jungle juice. I stand on my tippy toes, peering into the red liquid. Grabbing an empty cup, I pour in a generous amount with a nearby ladle. Juliana gives me a look. What? I shrug, taking a swig. You're driving us home. It tastes good. Like fruit juice, though the subtle bite as it goes down my throat tells me it might be false advertising. Juliana glances out the window, the glittering blue lights of an infinity pool reflecting off her face. You want to go in the water? I glance down at my crop top and jeans. I'm not really dressed to go swimming. So, Juliana grins. That didn't stop you last time. She's not wrong. I did swim at the last party we went to. But what if the cops show up and I'm in the pool? It's a lot harder to run soaking wet. I wish I knew when things were going to happen. That would make me unstoppable. Marina, a male voice makes my head turn. It's Adam, one of my best customers for my essay writing gig. Juliana makes a face as he approaches. They had a thing going last month. It didn't end well for them, but it sure did for me. Adam is my most loyal customer. I'm going outside, she says. I'll catch up later, I nod, watching her beeline for the double doors. Marina, Adam stumbles over, leaning against the island. Got a sec? It sounds like a question, though it isn't one. He leans into my personal space, close enough that I can smell the tequila on his breath. Gross. I need that essay for English by Monday. You told me Friday. A prickle of annoyance rises in me. I'll have to work over the weekend on top of my shift at the pizzeria. And lower your voice. Please, Marina, he sways, grabbing onto the counter. Can you do it earlier? He's drunk. He'll agree to anything I say. Depends. I take a sip of my drink, stalling. You got an extra 30? His eyes widen. I already gave you $50. I cross my arms over my chest. My weekends are valuable, but you're welcome to write it yourself. I recommend reading Hamlet first, though. He groans. I can tell he's caving. He pulls out his phone, muttering as he transfers me the money. My phone buzzes a second later. Pleasure doing business with you. I flash him a smile. He rolls his eyes, yanking open the door to the backyard and disappearing into the sea of bodies. The extra money is nice for sure. Every cent of it goes towards a little travel fund I've started for myself. A way, maybe the only way, to take charge of my future. But even that doesn't settle the gnawing feeling in my gut, the one that tells me nothing I can do, will truly keep the chaos at bay. Here to party or run your side hustle? A deep voice drawls from behind me. I whip around, nearly choking on my drink. The guy leaning against the island is my age, but that's where the similarities end. He's in a suit of all things, charcoal, tailored, expensive. Not that he needs the suit to tell me he comes from money. A silver Rolex watch glints on his wrist. An unnecessary flex, but a deliberate one. There is no way he was standing there the entire time. I would have noticed. He doesn't go to my school, that much is for sure. But if anyone finds out about my side gig, I'm dead. Here to party or eavesdrop? I take a step back, then another, just in case. He raises a dark eyebrow. Eavesdropping. He was practically screaming. He points behind me. Maybe next time, don't negotiate in front of the cups. He's right. I am standing in front of them. Stepping to the side, I fight the heat rising to my face. You don't look like someone who drank jungle juice, I say. Even his features scream old money. Razor sharp cheekbones, perfect teeth, a long nose that looks like it belongs on a coin. Something about him feels familiar, though I can't place it. And what does that someone look like? He leans against the island like he owns it, like he's never been uncomfortable in his life. I cross my arms. Someone who doesn't wear a suit to a house party. He smiles, though he makes no move to grab a drink. You're clearly good at English. Shouldn't you know not to judge a book by its cover? Please, people like him practically beg to be judged. What's with the suit anyway? The words come out sharp, but whatever. He's wearing at least 7 grand on his wrist. I tilt my head. Forget your peasant clothes. Must have left them in my castle. He shoots back, just as sharp. The way he stands, shoulders squared, spine military straight, tells me he takes himself far too seriously. I was at another party before this. Didn't have time to change. His eyes are so green, it's irritating, like he's trying too hard. Everything about him is trying too hard. If he loosened up even a little bit, maybe unslick his dark hair, he might be cute. I have other personality traits, he shrugs, besides being overdressed. Let me guess, I lean back, always thinking you're the most important person in a room. Wow, his sarcasm is dry, biting. How did you know? You must be psychic. I swallow roughly against the sudden pulse in my throat. Not psychic. My hands flick towards his watch. Maybe it's just the thousands of dollars you're wearing on your wrist. I didn't know it was a crime to wear a nice watch. His mouth curls upwards. I take another sip of my drink. His watch costs more than half a year's rent. Should be. Please, he leans back against the counter. You want to talk about crimes? You're the one writing essays for your classmates. I feel the mocking behind his words. He's really saying, I know something you don't want anyone to know. I open my mouth to respond. Strangle him, maybe. Bro, a guy ladling some juice into his cup stares at him. Aren't you Theo Vass? Yo, that interview you did was crazy, man. It has like a... I'm not crazy, Theo interrupts, his entire body stiffening. The hand holding my cup goes numb. I barely hear the sound of it splashing to the floor over the blood rushing through my ears. You have got to be kidding me. The universe must be playing some sick joke for me to be standing here talking to a bass. So, you've heard of my family? Theo asks, glancing at the space I've put between us. Unfortunately, I snap. The Bass family are the kingpins of real estate on the East Coast. 6 months ago, after Mom lost her job, they bought our rent-controlled building, forcing all the tenants out. Mom and I had to downsize and moved here to Newark. I swallow a wave of disgust. To think that I thought he was good-looking, even for a second, that I'm even breathing the same air as him. No wonder he looked familiar. I must have seen him on the internet. Why are you at this party? I managed to get out. Here to buy this house and turn it into a condo? Theo's expression doesn't move at my sudden hostility. He must be used to threats then. Luckily, my father isn't here. He slides his hands into his pockets. So we should be safe from condos. Whatever. Father like son. I want them both as far away from me as possible. I step over the pool of red juice on the floor. Okay, I'm leaving now. See you hopefully never. Sliding my phone out of my pocket, I shoot Juliana a quick text. I want to leave. Where are you? I don't get to hit send. A searing pain detonates behind my eyes, like my skull is cracking open. The kitchen, Theo, the pounding bass, all of it shatters into a swirl of color. Suddenly, I'm standing outside the house, staring at a red car barreling through the wide street towards the stop sign. Juliana stands off to the right, talking to a group of girls huddled on the sidewalk. She doesn't notice the swerving car shooting right towards her. None of them do. I open my mouth to scream a warning, but of course I can't. I'm not there. It hasn't even happened yet. The car slams into her. 1 second she's laughing, the next she's airborne, flipping like a rag doll before she slams into the asphalt, a sickening crack splitting the air. The girls she was speaking to scream, reaching for her, though it's too late. Her body is still, and there's blood. Oh my God, blood everywhere. The vision folds in on itself like a piece of crumpled paper, and suddenly I'm standing back in the kitchen, the lights too bright, the music too loud, my legs wobbling. Marina, Theo's hand is on my arm, steadying me. Don't touch me! I yank my hand out of his grasp, fighting a wave of nausea. He lets go, but there's something in his face that's calm, practiced, like he's done this before, like he knew this would happen. His voice is firm. Whatever you saw is meant to happen. You have to let it. How does he know that I saw something? What the hell is going on? No, I can't let her die. I won't. And it's going to happen now. Juliana is going to get hit by a car now. Get out of my way, I snarl, darting around him. I charge out of the kitchen and down the hallway, shoving more people aside as I fly towards the front door. My boots slap against the hardwood. Someone yells after me, maybe Theo, but it's drowned out by the blood rushing through me. I burst through the door, the cold air blasting into my face. My heart slams against my ribs as I scan the street for Juliana's blue hair. Where is she? There. Just like in my vision, she stands on the road, laughing with a group of her friends. I turn my head. The red car is speeding down the road, headlights flashing. No, I need to reach her in time. She's going to die. Juliana, move! Her name rips from my throat, and I am running faster than I ever have in my life. My next thought is cut off as I collide into her at full speed. She screams as we both fall onto the sidewalk. I barely feel the pain as my arms slam into the pavement, my head knocking into hers. There's a screech of tires, people screaming. I groan, rolling onto my side, pain shooting up my right ankle. Ow, Juliana groans beside me. Oh my God, ow. Hands are suddenly under my arms, helping me to my feet. Someone is saying my name, but I can't seem to get my mouth to form words. Oh my God, a voice says as the street shifts back into focus. He almost hit them. My head jerks up. A red BMW is reversing. The sight of the car moving, trying to flee after almost running us over, sends red hot rage through every cell of my body. He almost killed us. I charge towards the car, ignoring the sharp pain shooting up my leg. The driver isn't fast enough. Stop! I slam my hands down on the hood so hard the impact reverberates through my whole body. But I don't care. The driver kills the engine, and I hear two male voices as the doors open. Okay, guys, that's where I'm going to end for now on a cliffhanger. So, yeah, oh my gosh, I saw some people popping in and out of the reading as it was going on. So, thank you so much. Hello, Mala. Thank you for joining. Yeah, that was really fun. I'm happy I got to share my first chapter. It's like, oh, hi, Kathy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the first chapter is so cool. So as you can probably tell, the main character of the series is clairvoyant, so she can see the future. And yeah, that's going to be like her central arc through the series, and it's going to be really interesting. A lot of cool different characters. Oh my God, Hyro. Yeah. So that's it for now. If anyone has like a burning question, you can put it in the chat. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for dropping in and hanging out with me. Yeah, I really appreciate people listening to my ramblings. So I'll just like wait like maybe like 1 or 2 minutes if anyone has any questions. It's totally okay if you don't. Yeah, I feel like books are just meant to be enjoyed. And yeah, if you don't have a question at the moment, it is totally fine. But yeah, I'm super excited to um, share the rest of the book with you. Oh my gosh, Mala says Will is here. Hi, Will, if you're watching. So cool. Thanks for joining me on a Friday, guys. I know it's like kind of a random time, like right before the weekend, but yeah, I appreciate it so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, Quentin has a question for me. So thank you, Quentin, who's in Germany right now, tuning in. Which character has been the most fun to write? Um, Probably the most fun is this sassy gay Mexican character named Santi. He's like so fun to write. He has the personality of like all my favorite drag queens. So he is the most fun to write. And yeah, he has like a really interesting uh, character arc and will change a lot throughout the story. But yeah, you will meet him later. Other than Santi, probably Marina is really interesting to write because um, as you can probably tell from the first chapter, she's a very fiery, delinquent-y character. She's like a high school senior. She just wants to like sneak out of her house and go to parties, and yeah, she's really fun too. Thanks for asking. But yeah, I think I'll probably close up this live in like the next few minutes. And of course, I'm gonna leave this video up on my YouTube channel so people can watch later on their own time and schedule. So yeah, thank you for asking, Quentin. That was such a good question. Yeah, good characters incoming. Okay, I think. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, Quentin has another question for me. How does this book differ? I feel like there's another half of this question. How does this book differ from the Crystal Chronicles, from my first series? Okay, this is a good question. Thank you for asking this, Quentin, so it can go on record. Um, a lot is different about this book, The Clares. I would say the main difference is that the tone is slightly older. So the Crystal Chronicles is like really for, I would say like ages like maybe like 11 to like 15. And the Claire's is for like an older audience. It's for like teenagers and like young adults, like people who are like 19, 20. It's for anyone, like anyone can read it, but that's like the main difference. And I think this time around, I tried to include a lot of like diverse characters from like an array of different backgrounds. And I really wanted to include just like real problems that like people go through in life. So I think like the characters are grittier, like they've lived some lives. So that's like another difference. And of course, like the Crystal Chronicles was about like the elements and like earth, air, fire, and water. And the Claire's is all about psychics. And it has like a spiritual heart. So the Clares is like deeply rooted in like Buddhist mythology, Buddhist lessons, and sort of how that can like interact with like a magical world. So yeah, it's really cool, and it's inspired by a bunch of people in real life that I know and love. So yeah, thank you for asking, Quentin. That was a good question. It's really different, but both like still good. Still very different vibes, but yeah, it's like whatever you're in the mood for. Okay, I think I'll stick around for one more minute and then I will end this stream. Let's see if my parents have joined. They have. I think they are watching. Quentin says, "You're so smart. I can't wait to read the rest." Oh my gosh, yes. I'm excited for the book to be a real thing out into the world. I'm going to try and traditionally publish the Clares. So I just want it to be available to a widespread audience. But we'll see. I'm super happy to hybrid publish the Clares as well. But yeah, I just want as many people to read it as possible. So we will see what is in store for me. But yeah, I will be talking about where you can get the book as soon as I know. And yeah, I'm really excited for everyone to read the Clares and meet the characters. Yeah, and with that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream. So thank you for the people who joined, popping in on your Friday. I hope you all have an amazing weekend, and yeah, thanks for stopping by. If you can think of anyone in your life who would like love to read a story like this, is into the genre, like the YA paranormal fantasy vibe, please let them know. Spread the word. That helps me so much. But yeah, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Bye, everybody. I'm just going to type in the chat. Bye. All right. Bye.